What's going on? How y'all doing? So, Jeff Daniels, the actor, came out. That's just now getting a lot of the videos what he had to say about Donald Trump, and he was speaking the truth. He talked about the racial divide, and he talked about how what the mega hat meant. I'm liking that. You know, I'm always glad to see uh, people speak out. There's not enough speaking out, and how he's trying to distort the facts. People who are so opposed don't use the common logical sense. Let's just say for a moment that, you know, you can decide who you want to vote for, etc. But when you start saying make something great again, you know how insulting that is? You know there's a racial divide, you know the history, and you know what it implies. So think about the connotation that is happening right now. Think about what is being gone after. Think about how it is as plain as in sight. And so Jeff Daniels was talking about how dangerous it could get. He was echoing the same sentiments as Brian Cranston did, the same thing Robert De Niro was talking about. Now, how is it that these guys who are, I guess, assumed pretty well to do, but they don't like what they see? You know, it speaks a lot of volumes that people are taking a stand because they see what's at work here. You know, you don't be wearing no hats like that. You don't be saying anything divisive like that. You know, the implications, the movement, the whole structure. And so when you see how everything unfolds, you see the tariffs, who's going to pay for that? You know, how does someone raise money and then expect people to pay the taxes for something that they started? You make a mess and you expect someone else to clean up your mess. You got to make it make sense. You're telling Walmart, don't raise the prices, but you bid into their business. You don't want Harvard to have international students, so you're going to take away the funding. You know, just look at the antics and the themes and everything that goes on. So I like what Jeff Daniels was saying. He was speaking from the heart, he was speaking the truth, and he spoke in totality. And he was talking about the lack of morality. And he was also just conveying what we see that's coming to view. You know, we're trying to see how it all plays out, what it all means, how it all feels, you know, because you just don't know, you know, but you just know that stuff don't feel right. Things aren't doing right. There's a lot of people frustrated, but I just keep seeing different people speaking out on something that, hey, money can't buy and reality is hitting you. The divide to conquer, the division is real. You know, when you start creating all these divisive programs, who are you going after? You know, what are you trying to do? And so it becomes a problem, becomes a real play. So it's one of those sort of things that you just can't help but see if you allow yourself to see what's really going on. The agenda and the propaganda is real, and it's really problematic. So I applaud Jeff Daniels for speaking out, because he's one of the few, but there are others who feel that way. But when you see people talking about that a used car salesman mindset is selling agenda, it's very problematic. And Jeff Daniels is not pulling any punches about how he feels about Trump. And I have been listening to how he words things. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.